back to my channel, you guys. So today's video, I'm just going to explain to you what my favorite policy is to write and why. Being a life insurance broker or agent, there's so many products that you can write out there, just depending on your license and what trainings you did to allow you to write certain products. Hope you guys enjoy this video. For any new agents or any new brokers out there, I hope this is a video that gives you a little bit more information about this policy and kind of how to navigate through it. And for those 10-year brokers or agents out there, let me know what policy you love to write. All right guys, so let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the whole two-view angle for you. That way you don't have to stare at the back of my head the entire time and you get to see me talk to you guys. I haven't even told you guys what my favorite policy is to write. Let me back up a little bit. There's a fly in here. Alright, so my favorite policy that I love to write is going to be a final expense policy. I'll tell you why. Because it is easy, quick, and also because there's just not much to have to navigate through and try to really figure out. Let me just show you guys really quickly what you're going to need. Typically you go into an appointment with some type of inventory sheet or sheet to, and to ask all the questions needed to figure out which product to place them in, right? So with mine, this is what my inventory sheet looks like, my logo. Very simple. You have the finance questions, medical questions, and then the back, which is where I will write their options. So let's get started. Okay, so hopefully you can see on the big screen right here, I'm gonna go ahead and go to our quick quoting tool. So let's just, for the sake of this video, let's pretend that I'm helping out a 55-year-old male, and his main priority is just to make sure that his funeral expenses are taken care of. That is when you know to write them a final expense policy. You don't have to dig any further than that. And typically final expense policies, their death benefit only goes up to maybe about 40-50K. So that's also the cool part, because everything is just so laid out for you and the client. It's very ABC, and they get to pick which option makes more financial sense to them. So let's go ahead and get started. This is our quick quote tool. So let me just put the 55, he's a male, tobacco no, benefit type, let's just pretend he's at a level, and then we'll do 15,000. Let's just pretend that I've already dug into this gentleman. I know his, finances, I know his medical background. So I have a good feeling that Life Shield's gonna approve him. So I'm just gonna quote Life Shield for the sake of this video because it's the top one. 604. So on the back of my sheet, I'm going to write his options of 15,000, which says there 4604. And then I'm gonna go ahead and quote him 20,000. So I'm gonna go get 20. It says 60, 67, and then I'm gonna quote him 30,000. And then I show him his options. He's gonna look at them, and he's going to point to the option that makes the most financial sense to him. And you're probably wondering, how did you come up with those numbers? How did you know to pick $15,000, $20,000, and $30,000 as the death benefit? When you are doing an appointment inside the home with them, and you ask them all their medical questions, you ask them all their financial questions, in your head you're going to know what to present them. And I know for the state of Texas, whether they want cremation or burial. So if you go to Google and do burial expenses in the state of Texas, you'll see that in the state of Texas, the average cost for a burial in Texas is about $7,000. So you'll know to quote them anywhere from, let's just say, $8,000 to $15,000. It just depends on what the family wants and what the family expects out of their burial. A client can stack and have as many policies as they can afford. So let's say you capped off, let's just go back to this really quickly. Let's say Life Shield, I believe their max might be 40,000. No, it's actually 30. So let's say, if you look at the screen real quick,
you know, that Life Shield caps off at $30,000, and they're very, very good at paying this premium, and they're like, you know what, can I add additional $10,000 so that way I have a $40,000 policy? You're like, of course. So you'll go and then just quote for them for a $10,000 more policy, and you can do the next carrier below for this amount of money. So now they're paying that $89 plus this to have a $40,000 final expense policy. So it's whatever is in their priority and what they're asking for. But yeah, final expense is my favorite, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow.